Hi everyone, my name is Omer. Welcome to my channel for the first time. I hope you like it here. If you're planning a trip to Japan, then you're probably also planning to go and eat in some of the sushi conveyor belt restaurants. And if not, I highly recommend it. You can find plenty of small mom and pop shops of conveyor belt restaurants and also big chains such as Kurasuhi, Sushiro, or my personal favorite Genki sushi. Every time I'm in Shibuya, I have to go to the Genki sushi restaurant there. It's so good, and the line moves really fast, so it's really fast to get a seat. It's really, really good. It's a great place to try a variety of sushi, and it's all delicious, and it's a really fun experience. Basically, the orders are done via tablet, and the menu is divided into special seasonal dishes, classic nigiri, gunkan sushi, and other dishes. And you just press the buttons, and a few minutes later, it arrives directly to your table or to your seat. Super easy. Now, in restaurants, it's usually very easy to gravitate to what you know you like. But in conveyor belt sushi restaurants, I highly recommend going a little bit out of your comfort zone and trying stuff for the first time. It's usually about $1 to $1.50 a plate, so it's not that expensive if you don't like it. So it's a great place to give stuff a try for the first time. And I'm gonna list my top 10 things to order beside the classic tuna and salmon. They are in no particular order, and please let me know in the comments below what you like to order in conveyor belt sushi. So number one is sweet shrimp. I know it's hard to compete with deep fried, freshly fried tempura shrimp. And in these conveyor belt restaurants, there is tempura shrimp, there's steamed, there's raw, there's usually grilled, there's all kinds. But sweet shrimp has a very different flavor. It's a different kind of shrimp, and it's got a really different taste than the more common tiger shrimp that most people know. So it's very soft. They're very, very small shrimp, not the tiny, tiny, tiny shrimp. They're just a little bit smaller than the regular shrimp. Very soft, very sweet flavor. Really recommend giving it a try if you've never done so. Number two is Hokkaido Scallops. Now, basically, in Japan, anytime you see the word Hokkaido, especially in regards to food, give it a try because it probably won't disappoint you. In Japan, Hokkaido is synonym with high quality food and high quality produce. It's where in Japan they grow most of their high quality produce. So if you see Hokkaido in association with the words milk, ice cream, chocolate, vegetables, seafood, try it. It won't disappoint you, I promise you. Number three, and I know I said I'm not going to talk about tuna and salmon, but there are actually two tuna dishes that I do want to talk about. The first one is Negitoro. Negitoro is either served as gunkan sushi or just plain nigiri. It's despite its name, it has nothing to do with toro, which is the fatter part of the tuna, and it has nothing to do with negi, which is green onion. It's basically chopped up tuna, and the reason it's chopped up is because it's when you cut a fish and you fillet a fish, you take the pretty pieces and you make them into the sashimi, or you put them on top of the nigiri. But what do you do with everything that's left that you can't cut prettily but still has so much flavor? That's the negitoro. It's usually a mixture of fatty and non-fatty tuna. Sometimes they add additional fat into it, so it's very, very creamy because also it's so chopped. It's very, very creamy. It really goes well with the rice. It has a lot of flavor, and it feels very decadent. So it's really good. It's one of my favorite. It's often served with green onions on top, which is also helps with the confusion of what negitoro is. It's really, really good. My fourth, what number are we? Yeah, my fourth recommendation and my second tuna recommendation is Chutoro. Basically, when you have a bluefin tuna, it's divided into three parts. The first is akame, which is the red tuna that most people are very familiar with. There's the chotoro, which is the medium fatty tuna, and the otoro, which is the really fatty tuna. Otoro is a bit harder to come by, especially in conveyor belt sushi restaurants. It's a bit more on the expensive side. And chotoro is also a bit more expensive. You usually get one piece for the price of two akame tuna. So usually on a plate, when you order, you get two pieces. When you order chotoro, you'll usually get one. But it's so worth it. It melts in your mouth. It's so fatty. It's so good. Fat is the carrier of flavor, which is why often fatty dishes feel like they have more flavor. You taste it better. Your taste buds are more sensitive to it. So fat really helps the flavor carry, and you really feel that with the chotoro. It tastes completely different from the regular red tuna, and it's so good. So definitely, it's not always on the menu, but if it is, try it. Number 5 is grilled eel. Grilled eel is, if you've never tried it, it's really flaky. Again, it's a bit on the fattier side. It's usually served with a sweet soy sauce glaze. It's really delicious. It doesn't taste like any other fish. It doesn't taste fishy at all. And if you've watched Friends, you just gotta give unagi a try, right? So again, highly recommend. It's really good. The first time I tried it, I was so surprised by the texture, because it is really flaky and very soft. So it's very good. The glaze is delicious. Give it a try. Number 6 is sea urchin, or also known as uni. Uni is usually found in these restaurants. It's very important to eat really fresh. If it's in the seasonal menu, definitely give it a try. It's got a really oceany flavor. It's very soft, very creamy. So it really blends well with the rice, and the brininess is just, it's a bit strong, but it really complements the rice really well. And so the whole flavor is just very interesting, really good. If you've never tried uni, it's definitely something worth trying. It's very interesting, and I really like the taste. Not everyone likes the taste. I think it kind of tends to grow on you, but it can be on the acquired taste side. But I do think this is a good place to give it a try and see if you like it or not. Number 7 is crab and miso crab butter. It has different names. A lot of time it will come in gunkan form, which is the battleship sushi. You can see it in the photo. It's basically the crab, and when you see crab butter, crab miso, it's the innards of the crab. Now, I know it's kind of in a gray color. I'm sure for some of you it sounds kind of not the most appetizing. It's definitely that gray color is not the most appetizing, like gray green, but it got so much umami and so much crab flavor that it's really a powerful crab punch. So if you like crab, it's really good. If you've never tried it, also, it's really good. So try it. Number 8 is Mentaiko. Mentaiko comes in gunkan sushi form as well. Again, it's the battleship, as you can see in the photo. Mentaiko sushi is, or Mentaiko in general, are cod fish roll. It's very red. It's a little bit spicy. It's very good. It originated in Fukuoka. Unlike ikura, which is salmon fish roll, which are like a bit bigger in size. Mentaiko are really small, so instead of the popping sensation, it's more of a crunchy sensation, if that makes sense. Again, it goes really well with rice. You can also find it in when you go to 7-Eleven or Lawson. There are onigiri. There are onigiri with Mentaiko. So good. One of my favorites. Like usually when I get onigiri, I get either Mentaiko or the marinated salmon roe. So these two. So Mentaiko, because it has that spicy kick to it, highly recommend. Number 9 is a bit outside of the sushi realm. These restaurants usually have a lot of tiny dishes as well, and since they're good, the amounts you get are not very big. It's a good place to try a lot of other things as well. So surprisingly, their karaage, which is fried chicken, is really good. So my 9th recommendation is karaage. Karaage is the Japanese fried chicken. It's usually made out of chicken thigh. It's marinated in soy sauce and ginger and mirin and sake. And it's coated with potato starch, which is very different from the American version, which is with AP flour. So the crunch you get it's a lot more airy, a lot more light. And it's amazing. It's so good. So karaage, I know it's a sushi restaurant, but the karaage is super delicious. It comes with a tiny lemon wedge. So good. And number 10, again, outside of the sushi realm, I recommend getting the udon noodles with the shrimp tempura. I know that might seem a bit basic in general and not that wow, but the dish is really small, so you just get a little bite, a little taste of it, and kind of also between all the cold fish you eat, having a bit of something warm is really fun. And the dashi of the udon noodles, of the soup, is really get like the tempura really soaks it in, and so you get the shrimp is slightly crunchy, slightly has that dashi flavor. The combination is just so good. I don't think like if I ever go to an udon restaurant, I'll order a whole dish of this because it's a lot. But having such a tiny portion, it's just the perfect size, I think. So yeah, those are my top 10 recommendation at a sushi conveyor belt restaurant in Japan. Please let me know what you think of these. What's your favorite? What do you order in conveyor belt sushi restaurants? I'd love to hear from you. So comment down below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. You know what to do. Bye.